Cloud computing label is applied to several technologies and is labeled with vendor and industry hype, yet underneath it all, most of us acknowledge there's something to all this stuff about utility computing and whatever as a service. The distinction is important, especially to software developers who know the next big thing is apt to have an impact on their employability. Savvy, career-minded programmers are always trying to improve their skill sets. Preparing for the next must-have technology. What's different about cloud computing compared to regular web development? If a programmer wants to equip herself to take advantage of the cloud in any of its myriad forms, software as a service, SaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, or infrastructure as a service, IaaS, to what technologies she should pay attention. If your company has traditionally done web development but is planning to adopt the cloud in a big way, what unique skill sets should you look for? The learning curve can be even more bewildering because the concerns of the SaaS developer may be very different from one who's using the virtual development environment, yet the industry treats the cloud as if it's one monolithic technology. Know your tools. Let's get the easy item out of the way first. Moving to the cloud probably requires you to learn new apps, such as those for the Google App Engine, a Salesforce.com, or whichever software will depend on your application. For most developers, learning the API, new poking at the new database tool, or exploring a new open source platform is a regular occurrence, though you will need to budget time for it, and while some development tools have extensions to permit deployment in the cloud, programmers have to learn those features. In the case of Microsoft SQL Azure, there are technical challenges beyond the regular web development environment, says Alpesh Patel, Director of Engineering at Actron. You might have to come up to speed on sparse columns, extended stored procedures, service broker, or common language runtime, CLR, and CLR user-defined types. Designed for scalability, cloud services are the only scalable to the underlying web application if the web application programming has inherent bottlenecks. Moving the application into the cloud will not help with the cloud. Your in-house security techniques are suddenly used outside the company firewall. You can get away with the often relatively simple security scheme when you're dealing with a line of business application within your organization, says LaFleur's parlance. Your in-house systems typically have some integrated security baked in, perhaps leveraging Active Directory. Once in the cloud, however, things are quite different, he says. Developers need to think about both authentication, I am who I say I am, and authorization, what date systems I have access to early on in the process. It is also important to brush up on what laws may govern your data. Designed for a dynamic infrastructure for many web developers, that anything with the servers is left to the operations department. Yet, as you move into the cloud,